Good morning everyone and welcome to you in this daily update on Bitcoin mainly and the Alts as always. Hope you're all doing very well today. You have been able to trade Bitcoin good as always. We've got a bounce from the second target we have planned at the very bottom of it. This was the second target here. We've planned first of all a possible wave 4. So it was basically, I'm gonna jump into the wave next, gonna explain everything. So was looking for a possible wave 1, 2, 3, 4. We had to hold here either this SFP of the low, either it was the DNPOC weekly path control. We didn't, so we've got no wave 4, 5. We've got an ABC zigzag to the upside, and so we went into the second zone here. We had planned basically that was this path control value low zone with a 61886%. So yesterday, as I said, I'm not longing here, so we've got a new low made here. We've got a lots of shorts coming in at that low, and all these shorts got absorbed, forming some big bullish activity. We've got a bit of a reclaim, loads of longs upon the breakout, so this was bullish most likely. And right now we are at the anchor view up from the top here. So yeah, basically this is what happens since the last update. But yeah, we do have now some an ABC zigzag most likely to the upside. But yeah, before to make the plan and everything, let's update the chart. So we are on Wednesday. We normally have some news today, so we have some news at 4 PM UTC plus 1. Let me just add the alarm on my side. 4 PM. Perfect. So this is done. Daily levels, we've got one at the top here. We have one just below here. Let's go on Exo charts. Again, if you want to follow along, do this on your side without me really. Okay, so you don't need me to do this. You can do this absolutely on your side. You can go on the website, go on the website into the course section, scroll down here, and you can find this download section, Exo charts per workspace. Download the workspace, unzip it because this is a zip file, so this is an archive. You have to unzip that. Once you have done this, go into the workspace here. Import the workspace. Once you imported the workspace, the workspace, click it in the list, and once you have done that, simply go on the left into the levels section here, and you will get this view. So not the same here. You have the HL with the TPO here normally, but it's basically the same. Okay, so you can get all the levels to update on a daily basis, weekly and monthly basis. So first of all, we have this naked session path control high here, but normally, yeah, I did that, but it's with the DNPOC, so we don't care. 81990. So let's take this one here. Naked session path control 81990. TPO 83678. All right, and then we have a nice DNPOC 83912.5. Good. And on the TX1, let's have a look as always. 82,000.5. Perfect. So yeah, let's have a look really quickly here at the order flow, see what happened yesterday. So basically, we've got no long trade because this was not good, no long trade here because this was not good. Here we started to SFP really at the bottom of our target. That was basically here into the value low. Okay, the first touch was bad. If I can place that here, let's add a key level. Well, value low took perfect. First touch was bad, and then so we've got an SFP in it, and so on this SFP, if you go on the 5 minutes here, you can see here we've got the SFP we reclaim a little bit, and we have a lot of shorts. So here we'll have 4 million opening plus 8 million, so that brings us with almost, well, 13, 14 million, a little bit less. So we have this big bullish CVD forming. We'll have a low, high low, and a low, lower low here. So all these shorts are enabled to push the price lower, so they're all getting absorbed by limit longs, and so this is reversing. The only problem here, and why personally not took the long, is simply because you have no real big longs following next directly to reverse that. So yeah, not the best ever, and we finally had some longs upon the breakout here at the top, but I'm not taking the trades personally on the breakouts. I'm not a breakout trader, so I'm taking the trades normally at the support. So yeah, personally it's missed, it's fine. With a wave, not be surprised to see lower, I'm going to explain myself. But yeah, so we've got a good breakout next. That brings us with the continuation we're having at the moment. Did took a short here by his way, first of all, second one at the end here. Overnight, and so I'm staying that short. I have my stop on entry by his way, but anyways, took the short because here we've got a bearish CVD, so you have a high, higher high, high, lower high. Okay, with a weakness basically, how you can see a volume decreasing here, with a possible 5 ways to the upside hitting here the 1618 of the wave 5, plus directly some shorts here coming in. For me, I was very aggressive. I did took the short, took profit one here into this value area. Oops, if I can show you this, into this value area low. Okay, press downtrend value area low here, touch it, get another bounce and increase in price, and from here make a new high with a bearish CVD and a 12, almost 13 million of new longs come in directly, unable to move up. So just with this bearish CVD on the close session, personally with this amount of longs unable to push high, I did took the short again, and so I did took profit once here, and then well, this was when I was sleeping. It was 2 a.m. here, so I was sleeping at that time. So I don't really know what happened otherwise overnight. But yeah, so the long for me is missed. You've got some good data, but well, not so much longs to reverse that. So yeah, but in any case, with a wave, we do have most likely some 5 ways down before, so normally it should be a retrace to still go lower at some point. So well, if it's missed, it's missed, you know, that's a game, but I'm not too worried for now, and until we start reclaiming some targets. Well, if we pump, right? So let's plan the targets now. So we can get rid of this now. I'm not really looking for a long here, to be honest with you. Yeah, we have nothing crazy happen really overnight here. We've got a single print yesterday that is almost filled right now. We have a single print just below, single print just after here. Alright, so nothing crazy here, to be honest. So let's pull this. If we have to take a long, for example, if we get a retest or something, we can look basically for this value area low here. Well, we can look for basically a swing £30 of the bottom here. Okay, swing £30 failed auction. First of all, basically you can trade this lower time frame range. Okay, you simply have to trade this range really until it breaks. So you short the top, long the bottom. Of course, if the data on the order flow are following. If not, we can simply look for a real breakout to the upside or to the downside, but otherwise you can look for a break to the downside. If we do break this to the downside, we can look for this value area low, swing £30, and maybe a move down to the 6.186%. But it'll be cool to, in that case, reclaim this before to take the long. Okay, this value area low here. If we do get some good data in here, that can be a long trade. So basically, to make it very simple, okay, on the lower time frame here, so now we can get rid of all of this. There you go. We have this lower time frame range here. Jeez. Let's take that one here. And we simply have to trade this range until it breaks, right? So we can look, let's get rid of this bigger range too, for a long at the anchor rate view up from the bottom here. Again, I'm not going to place limits in there. These are some I really want to trade a reaction on that. Okay, so you have this first possible long trade. If we do break this below, because you get nothing good for a long, so for example you break below the range, flip it into resistance and continue the drop, you never manage to reclaim it, flip it into support, there's just no long in this, so you look for a continuation. In that case you can look for this latest downtrend value area low plus the 61866%, and if you start breaking this, well, this is looking very bearish and we can look for a new low, to be honest with you. So the next target is basically this zone here. Okay, so you have starting from this value area low down to the 61866%, can give just a flip to resistance of the range basically. So this will be a take profit one, and then bam, continues to drop. But still, for a day trader, this is pretty nice. Okay, we talk about a 1% rise. This is pretty lovely, not gonna lie, for a day trader. And well, if we just go through, flip into resistance like this, get nothing good for a long on the order flow, then there is no long, we can look for any low. And so the next target is a swing through pound or a failed auction. So this swing through pound failed auction, if there is no, so SFP, take the low, reclaim directly, close back above the previous low, get some good data during this reaction, and so in case, get the rise. Failed auction, go below, spend some time, form something bullish, and manage to reclaim. That's a failed auction, you just spend some more time. If you don't get an SFP or a failed auction, you can look for a new low to be made. Okay, as simple as that. There are the different longs basically we're having on the lower time frame. I'm not liking much if we start breaking this bottom once more, to be honest with you. Well, I'm gonna look for a long, but well, we'll see depending on the reaction basically, but I'm not expecting much for now. Yeah, and so for a short trade, very simply again, we also have to trade this range until it breaks, so to speak. If we break this range here to the upside, let me go here on the 1 hour, but basically, yeah. Alright, so next target is this. If we really break out, so basically you can look for, first of all, a short trade at the range high. So you can look for a swing through pan or a failed auction, like fake the breakout, basically come back inside and get this kind of short trade. Oops, not so long. Okay. And well, then you take profit at the bottom of the range and see what's going on at the bottom of the range. Maybe you can switch to a long or take a long, really. Ride this up again to the top of the range and just trade the range basically. Okay, but we can look for a short at the top of the range. Just gonna set an alarm here in case we reach this. And it looks like, to be fair, with the longs we've got here, not too big, to be honest with you. Overnight, this was just a few longs here. You can see a few millions not absorbed. This is classed as bullish. So yeah, this is in case we get a good short reaction in here. Again, we just have to read the order flow, so to speak. This we just have to read this data here. If this is looking good for a short, we take the short. If not, then there is no short trade, right? So this, of course, short trade can go up to the 61886% if we really have to make something a little bit bigger, a bigger breakout and fake out really above. Okay, so we can look for such configuration basically. But yeah, if we really start to get a good breakout here, for example, we'll get a lot of longs, a good volume compared to the previous high, and all these longs are not absorbed, this is classed as a good breakout, and so we can remove this short, stop thinking about this, and the next target is basically the point of control. Point of control, again, I'm not going to place limits on that, to be honest with you. I'm gonna really wait for the reaction. Okay, this is this basically. Well, that's a possible short trade, to be honest with you. Okay, but I don't know, this is pretty high, right? At this point I would prefer a new high, to be honest with you. Well, this is something possible. Okay, this short trade, but again, I'm gonna trade everything based off the reaction. I'm gonna set some, set some limits on this. We have to see when we are there, like in the time. That's a possible short trade, but at this point I would prefer a new high, to be honest with you. Okay, so yeah, and if we go above this high, okay, we will have loads of trades. That's a bit of a problem right now, but this is what we need really to trade Bitcoin at the moment. If we go above here, we can simply look for this, well, weekly, monthly negative path control, basically. So well, yeah, we can simply look for that next. Okay, if we do break the high, we have a massive zone of resistance, anchor rate view up from the all-time high. Okay, so from the all-time high, anchor rate view up, plus the latest downtrend value low and path control, plus a monthly negative path control and a weekly level. So this is a massive zone between really, so we've rejected from 94,800 up to, for now, the anchor rate view up is at 97,200. This zone here is a very, 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 very massive. If we start breaking this, to be honest with you, the next target is coming around 104,000, and if we do break this, we can look for a new all-time high. Okay, so yeah, very key of what's happening next. Above here, we can look for a nice short trade. Is it a short trade? Yes, for a nice short trade up here, for a possible new low next. Again, I don't have any limits there. I'm gonna simply wait for the reaction here and see if there is anything good for a short trade. If there is, then yes, I'm gonna take the short. If not, nothing. And for a long, well, if we have, to drop below here, didn't cover this, completely forgot, we can look for the gap bottom here. We filled the gap, by the way, here. We can look for the gap here to be filled, because here we'll really get acceptance back inside. We can look simply for the gap bottom to be filled, and next, we have all the targets step by step. So gap filled, we can look for the range high next to be tapped. Okay, the big range, this top and this bottom here, we'll have the full range here. We can look for the gap, for the channel high to be tapped. Once you have done this, we can see what the reaction. Now in the time, if this is good, that's a long. If not, there is no trade. We can look in that case to get acceptance back into the range, and so in that case, we can just simply trade this range again until it breaks. As simple as that. And the next big support, if we start getting acceptance back in the range, is 60,000 basically. Okay, this is the next big zone of resistance, of support. So yeah, not gonna go lower and gonna give every single support and everything. This is, in my opinion, good enough right now. Yeah, so we're done with the levels. That's a lot of trades still, to be fair, to the upside and to the downside, but at least now you have all the targets. You have all the zone, really, the best ones for day traders. If you want to be to wait a little bit more, you have everything. So with the wave here, we have most likely some 5 ways down. Okay, we've got here, so more likely here a wave 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, or 5. These 5 ways down, completing the wave 3, a wave 4 here with a flat, and wave 5 down here. So if we have some 5 ways down, well, it means that we can look next for a bigger ABC zigzag to the downside or a bigger impulsive. Again, please be aware of that. With the wave right now, it is still very complex to predict the market, because to be fair, we are still, well, yeah, we are still within this range, okay? And more you spend some time in a range, more you have some configurations. I'm going to explain myself. If we have to make it very simple, we can look simply here next for an ABC zigzag or for a bigger impulsive to the downside. So ABC or bigger 1, 2, and massive drop 3, 4, 5. Okay, again, if we're into the Z wave, we cannot finish a Z wave with 5 waves, so we have to make next a bigger correction, so to speak, a bigger ABC zigzag. So A, B, C. That will complete, in that case, the Y wave. Okay, and this is going to complete the wave 4, not the wave 4, we'll see next later on a higher time frame, but this is what we can get basically next. Okay, now the problem is, it's not because we have an ABC zigzag that we are going to make a new low next, for example, to complete either the mega bearish, either the bearish configuration. This was shared, by the way, in Discord yesterday. We can just do the Z wave, for example, fill the gap and get the bounce to get this long off the gap bottom, for example. Okay, this is something possible. Now, it's not because, again, we have an ABC zigzag that we take out the lows that we are in the Z wave. We can still be, for example, in the X wave, and for example, just do a longer X wave. What I mean with this is simply do an ABC zigzag. So for example, take the highs, swing through a pound or do a failed auction, come back down here, swipe this lower time frame low, get an SFP, and come back up. So you will end here this ABC zigzag like this. Do not swipe the previous low here, the very bottom we have done, and you simply form here a bigger, for example, W, X, and Y into the X wave. So Can we really expect a new low next, even if we've got some sideways down before? Not really. You can see we can still end up here, continue. Well, we can just continue being range bound like this, to be honest with you. So yeah, if we have to keep it simple, this is the best in my opinion to do. X wave is done. ABC. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But now, if we have to make it complex, well, here is we can make such configuration, right? A bigger double EXY, and we can even make next, you know, the leading, for example, the bullish configuration I have already in Discord. Okay, we can look so for the wave 4, for example, here to be in. And if we have an ABC zigzag to the upside, then this is a leading with a smaller wave of an ending. So again, we can be bullish from here. But for example, we can do this BC, just swipe this lower time frame low and get the increase in price and get another correction and get another correction. And so it will bring us here with an ABC zigzag, so forming the wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, 5 leading, and so in that case bigger ABC, still bearish, or 1, 2, 3, or 5 much bigger impulsive to the upside. So yeah, still a lot of configurations. We are still within this range, so it's absolutely normal, to be honest with you. Why do I have twice? Is it for that one? Oh, there we go. So yeah, few configurations. Wait, on a lower time frame, basically, we can look most likely for. I will prefer still the end any low, but well. At the end, it will be cool to be bullish. So wave 1, 2, 3, or 5, we'll have some 5 ways before. Most likely here an ABC zigzag or an impulsive to the downside is what I'm looking for at the moment. Most likely with a wave. We'll see later what it involved, it's involving really. A longer X wave. X wave is done. Well, we can do the Z wave down. All this. We'll cover this a little bit later. Okay, for now, these are just too many configurations basically to think about. So yeah, hope this is not too complex to understand. But basically that is a plan on Bitcoin. For the alts, we've got some nice bounce, to be fair, on a few assets. For example, Elliott here, so it's from the SFP of the lows there. So really the last low here, we've got a nice SFP, and so right now we are bouncing pretty nicely. So we talk about a nice 13%. This is pretty cool, not gonna lie. Now again, we're still into a bearish market structure. I want to see some change, really. I want to see the market structure change. I want to see some strength to the upside, because for now, yes, we've got some bounce, we are getting another bounce, but we're unable to change the market structure to show some strength. Basically, here the real sign of strength will be a break of the path control, and well, change this high, low, lower high, lower low to boom, break the path control and get a higher low, and then we can hold hopefully a higher low, higher high, higher low, and continue with higher highs and higher lows and break all the market structure, and all of this with some nice 5 ways to the upside if we start doing this. And yes, this is looking very good, and well, I'm gonna switch bullish on the odds, but for now we've got some good targets hit. To be fair, even on Ethereum, for example, we've got the top here for a first target before was waiting for tapped with a nice bounce also on that one, to be honest with you. That's pretty lovely. Yeah, 12% bounces on this. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm remaining patient personally. I don't want to risk my money on this. Try to wait for some more confirmation still. Yeah, that's it really, to be honest with you. Metis touched the first target was waiting for below. But again, yeah, we'll remain a bit patient still because he's too aggressive. Gold did got a nice continuation here since the last update. So I did 2 profit 1, as I said in the Discord. I did 2 profit 1 into the 66% here, sorry, because we've got the path control. Okay, right here. So yeah, big, well, not the biggest zone of resistance ever, but still this is a small resistance. Prefer to reward myself. Took out 50%, stop loss on entry. So that's a winning trade. That's pretty nice. And so now if we have to take the lows once more, I'm going to look for a long again. So for example, if we take the lows once more, I'm going to look for a long down here, see if we can do a swing flip under a failed auction. Simple as that. If we start to reclaim some files up, I'm gonna jump in the long again, and normally we shall get this triple wave into, you know, the wave 4. So you have the wave 1, 2, 3. This will be the wave 4, and then you can look for the wave 5 around 3000. And if we do not hold the low here with a swing through pan reduction, next limit. As simple as that, basically. Let's log out. So yeah, that's it, I think. I have done a few TA on, 27 minutes, gonna stop after that, on AAVE yesterday on my site. So I have two configurations, one bearish, one bullish. It depends on what Bitcoin is going to do next. If Bitcoin is bearish, massively bearish, we can look for that one. If Bitcoin is switching bullish, we might, for example, to do the leading to the upside, then yeah, we can look for something bullish on the Alts too, finally. So in that case, we'll have, if we are bearish on Bitcoin, it's WX, Y, X, and Z. So another drop here. We should normally do something a little bit bigger here at the end to the downside, because for now this pan is a little bit too small, to be honest with you. But for now, we have a WX, Y, X, and Z to the downside. We've got these four targets below. We've got a bounce yesterday, basically, of the first one. Yeah, this is a bearish one, and the bullish one will be leading with a smaller wave of an ending. Well, not necessary, to be honest with you, but well, that will be the bullish plan. This will be a leading, okay, and so a bigger wave 1, a bigger wave 2, and then, well, you have the bigger 3 or 5 to the upside. As always, it can of course be an ABC zigzag also here to the upside if we still have to be bearish. A, B, C. Take the highs, for example, end up in a swing through pan fellow from this previous top and drop again if Bitcoin is not bullish, that bullish. Possible too, okay, but basically there are the two configurations I'm looking at the moment. We've got a bounce with the levels of the value area high at the moment here, and this anchor rate view up from this bottom, if I remember correctly. There we go. Well, not perfect. But was it that one? I can't remember. No, it was not that one. It was that one. So yeah, bounce of this anchor if you are not perfect at all. Okay, but well, you can see on the 3 days time frame, for example, here we are getting some kind of close above. Plus this value are high. So basically, this is a zone of support. Okay, this zone here is holding the price higher. Well, not longing this personally. I prefer to, well, wait for some data to be created or wait for low here. So if we have to go lower, for example, bet on the wave 2, we can look for this $143 next, down to this anchor rate up with a weekly level around 132. If we start breaking this, we can look for this value low path control zone, basically around $100. Okay, if we start breaking this, most likely a new low next coming. Yeah, that's the one I have done some TAs on. I have updated also in Discord the other ads here in the ads request. So you've got AVAX, well, no update needed for that one, JSMI, LTC, and DOT. So if you did the request, if you was requesting this, simply go into the ads TA section, and you have all these 4 here, and you have, of course, many more, many more. If you want to go and check this out. Of course, a lot will need an update, but well, I cannot just update every single one. I'm not trading. It's just based on the request, basically, most of the time. Yeah, anyways, let me just pop out the chat here. I can see a few messages in here. So good morning to you all. Thanks, mate. Well, by the way, I'm cutting myself, my hairs, because I'm not, I don't like how they're cutting my hair otherwise. It's too short all the time, and this is just pretty annoying. Can you check LTC please locally? It looks like we're going to move up. LTC was the one here. I have updated. That's a cool feature they added here. We can finally get this bigger view, and we can finally zoom in the picture here. That's pretty nice. I like this. That's nice. LTC locally. It's already 30 minutes. I'll have to speed up a bit. So LTC. That was for the wave 4 that we never got here. Locally. well, this is pretty complex to say, to be fair, because even this, well, yes, we do have some 5 ways up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, the problem is here, is it for a wave A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, or 5 to the upside, or is it for a flat A, B, C? So basically, correction to go more down. That's the real question here. So is it looking bullish? Well, there is a possible configuration where this is bullish, yes. But at the same time, we have this possible ABC flat. And so is this ABC flat valid and good? To be fair, it is looking good. Yeah, this is looking very good, to be honest. Yep. What we can do here very quickly is get rid of that and simply add the new levels very quickly. See if there is anything. And CKB, I'm gonna add it into the request because otherwise the stream gonna be too long today. So this is on the monthly time frame. There are no monthly. There are just no levels here. Wow, this is insane. Right. Well, you've got a daily here. This is untapped here. Well, I mean, now this is hit, but... Alright. Alright. Wow. Well, yeah, but well, I would say you can get a long trade if you start reclaiming this SFP failed auction. If you start getting acceptance back above here, well, you got acceptance back above this value area low, that is very, 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 very important. So if you start getting acceptance back above, there is this potential, right? I will not look directly for a new high, but sorry. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, so if you start reclaiming here this previous low, well, this value area low, so to speak. Okay, let's say you hold this, flip it into support, get either a good breakout, get something pretty weak, so back test, and then get something good on the order flow, for example. In that case, the first target I will spot is this range middle with this anchorage view up from the top we have done. If we get nothing, so that can be a safe take profit one. If we manage to continue higher, we can look for the path control, but normally if you reclaim this value area low, you have more chance to go into the value area high. So be aware of this, most likely next value area high. Okay, it depends also of what Bitcoin is doing at the same time. For example, if we start hitting this first safe take profit here and Bitcoin turns really bearish at the same time, this is a bigger safe take profit, right? You take more profit because Bitcoin is bearish, and so it might reverse us on that one. If we get Bitcoin still bullish at that time, no worries, we're going to go higher. Next target, Bitcoin is still bullish. Okay, then look for the value high in here. You can look to swipe the highs into the range high and then see what's Bitcoin is doing at the same time too, right? But yeah, you have this possible setup on that one. Yeah, possible. and we're going to be good for today. Just gonna, what is the price just going up? Because there are some longs and people are buying, and here it was most likely because you've got some big shorts opening at the low, and so they got squeezed basically. That's the reason why it went up here. And right now it's because there are some longs, you can see, opening. There are some longs opening, and so there are some longs not absorbed by limit shorts. Well, this is moving up, right? Is it a good time to buy? I mean, I will just buy into the target and that's it right now. Well, yeah, you've got the target before. I've been holding this. If you bought here now, you took this. These are not a good wave 5 targets anymore, I suppose. Normally no. Well, you've got a buys on here now. If this is late, you know. It's like personally, if I'm coming after, like we did got the bounce from it's missed and it's missed, I'm gonna look for something else. Now, is it a good investment overall? Yes, of course. This is Cardinal, so this is of course a good investment. Yeah, this is a big coin, to be honest with you. This is a good investment. Now, again, no financial advice, but for me, yeah, this is a good investment in any case. Even if we drop more, well, this is still a good investment for me. This is still a good investment. But maybe, you know, first we're going to visit the lows again, depending on what Bitcoin is doing. And then spend maybe a year or maybe a few months, and then there you go again. Or cryptos, you know, just going to die, who knows. But for me, this is still a good investment. So yeah. What I want to say basically is, for me, it's into the target. We look for something, not after. After, for me, it's too late. And now, are we going to expect higher? Well, this was a buy. Normally, now you took profit. Stop with an entry. So you don't really care next of what's happening. If we go higher, that's cool. We can look for the wave 5. If we don't go higher, well, you get stop down entry, but you took profit, so you made some money basically. That's my view on this. Yeah, so Bitcoin touching this anchor you up again, and nothing of that at the moment. Right, so that's it for today. Bit of a long update today, 40 minutes. Yeah, a bit too long, so next one will be a little bit, well, 20 minutes, I think. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget the news today at 4 p.m. UTC plus 1. Yes, UTC plus 1. Take care of you. I catch you all over the Discord, as always, if there is anything interesting. Yeah, have a wonderful day ahead. Take care and catch you on Friday, 10 a.m. UTC plus 1 for the next update. Cheers.